Now, for the past couple of weeks, Andy's been desperately trying to do a fundamental on his Dark Materials, and we keep running out of time or getting distracted.
We've missed it for like 5 weeks in a row or something.
So
and last time I tried to do it, we did Scott Pilgrim instead.
So before we get on to the rest of today's content, Andrew, would you like to do a fundamental on his Dark Materials?
Yes, please.
Off you go.
Okay, so his Dark Materials, or The Northern Lights is what the book's called, and The Golden Compass is what the film is called.
The trash film.
The trash tier film, and then the HBO BBC series is his Dark Materials. And I want to look at Lord Asriel, his character, and the way it's portrayed in all of the things.
So this is James McAvoy in the series, isn't
James
it?
McAvoy, Daniel Craig in the film.
Right.
And Lord Asriel in the book.
As himself.
So there is just this fundamental difference between all three of them, actually. And both the film and the TV show, they're not negative, but they've both chosen to do one side of the character, where the book has both. And I just think it's interesting that they chose to do that. And also the series adds something which just is a complete fundamental change, but I'll get onto that last. So in the book, he is a cruel, pitiless man who is very, very passionate about achieving his goals and doesn't care about who he fucks over to do it. You know, he will even fuck over his own wife, his own daughter, to achieve his goals, because he is so passionate about what he believes in that, you know, he's like, I have to achieve this thing. I won't spoil it because it's a massive spoiler for not only the series, but all three books as well. So.
Right, yeah. And I'm only one episode into the TV series, so thank you.
But he's so passionate about achieving his goal that he's like, it doesn't matter what length I have to go to. This is so important. I have to do this, you know? And he is very cold, right? You know, so in the film, they make him very cold and emotionless, which is fine. Like, that is part of his character, is he is quite cold and emotionless. Like, not emotionless. He is, what I'd say is, you know, passionate. He does get angry with Lyra, and he does shout at people, but he is always in charge. Whereas in the film, they make him this sort of almost like silent antagonist. You know, he doesn't really say too much. He's just this very quiet person who is this presence, but he's not. You never get the sense in the film that he's the bad guy, or he is a bad guy, or a antagonist, or someone to be feared. You know, he is just a person.
He's just sort of there.
In the book, in the film, you're always like, well, in the book and the TV show, you're always like, oh, this guy's fucking shady. You know, you're like, oh, I don't know whether we should trust him or not. He is an antagonist. You know, you don't know who to believe, or, you know, whatever. In the film, in the show, they have a scene, and I think it's the very, very first scene of the show. They show him, James McAvoy, wading through this water to deliver baby Lyra to Oxford University.
Yeah.
So they have that scene. That isn't in the book.
All right.
And there's a very key reason that's not in the book. Is because deep down, he doesn't have that compassion to do that.
Yeah.
So they add this compassionate side to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he seems a lot more sort of, like compassionate and sort of like caring. Like, he seems almost like not a great uncle, but like certainly a better than a bad one. Like, he seems like a good character, as being set up to be.
Yeah, because in the series, had I not known the book, I would have assumed that he was shady, but ultimately, you know, probably a good guy.
Yeah.
Whereas in the book, you never get that. Even from the offset, like the first scene you have with him in the book, he is shouting at Lyra like, "Oh my! Like, why have you listened in on our conversation? What the fuck are you doing here? Get out! You shouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?" You know, he's like shouting at her, and he's really angry with her that she would listen. And it's like, but he's supposed to love her, and it's like, but you know that he doesn't, because he's cold and he's distant and he doesn't really care for her. Whereas in the series, you feel like he does love her.
Yeah.
You know, deep down he still loves her, but he's like more focused on this other thing.
But it still seems like he has, well, at least limited time for her. Like once she is finally like reveals herself having listened in and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's surprised for a bit, and he's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Fancy spying for me?" Like it's just like it's instantly
Whereas
diffused.
in the book, he shouts at her, and she has to really convince him to let. She's like, "Oh, but I can help you." Blah 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 blah, and he's like, "Okay, well, just hide in the cupboard until our conversation's over, and then you have to go."
Yeah.
And I don't want you sneaking around anymore. So it's okay. I don't know. The series is definitely a lot better than the film.
Right.
The film, they made some really weird changes. Have you seen the film?
No, I remember it coming out, but I had no idea about its context at the time. And ever since it came out, I've only heard negative things, so I've just not gone anywhere near it.
The film is really weird because, so I don't want to spoil things, but let's say when the film ends, there is about, I don't know, like 4 or 5 chapters left in the fucking book. Which is so weird because it's not a satisfying ending at all for the film. But in the book, the ending is like, oh, holy shit, that was really good,
Also, like the film, from at least what I gathered of it, it's all I knew after growing up was like, oh, there's these armored polar bears in it, and it's like, is this a film about polar bears fighting and there's humans involved? Because that's what it seems like. So when I started watching the series, I'm like, oh, there's no polar bears in this at all.
There will be polar bears.
There will be, I'm sure. But also, just a quick question: when's the series set? Because the opening shot is like a really modern-looking helicopter.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then it seems to be in the 40s. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So that's the thing about the series is they was really confusing to me because I think the book's supposed to be set in the 50s, just from like descriptions of like the cars and people's clothes, and it's like obviously not modern day.
Yeah.
I think he wrote it in the 80s, the 90s maybe, but I think it's set in like the 50s. But I could not tell when the series was supposed to be set because they all wear like 50s clothes or 40s clothes.
Yeah, the decor all looks very sort of wartime.
But yeah, then there's like this sleek helicopter, and they've all got like modern machine guns and stuff. And it's like, what is happening?
But then there's still airships in a very specifically like sort of diesel punk kind of design. Like, well, that's the 40s kind of styling. I was like, well, where are we?
Yeah. And it is supposed to be like this alternative world. Well, the other thing is it's impossible to tell. I don't know if this is spoilers. It probably is. Maybe I shouldn't. But, well, right. So they put stuff from the second book in the first series.
Right.
Which is okay, like, because they take what is, just like a chapter in the second book and flesh it out to be parts of the first series, which is, I mean, it's fine. Because, that's like unexplored stuff, which is okay. But, I can't spoil it.
We'll come back to another day, maybe.
Yeah, okay. It's just such a strange fundamental, that huge change, but giving him the compassion. I genuinely think it's because it's, I don't know, James McAvoy maybe? Might be the star power? Because I can't really think of why they would change that character.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how the plot progresses from this point, but my initial reaction is it seems like to make the uncle, who is essentially the surrogate father figure to the main character, be cold and unlikable seems like a bad idea, and it makes more sense to have like a sort of slightly dodgy but still like a warm father figure who seems like he's there for Lyra and does care even if he's got other things going on. Well, I feel like it would be a worse impression to have him being like outwardly a dick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's my initial reaction, but I don't know where it goes from there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything. I really can't without spoiling the whole thing.
Well, I did like the first episode, so we'll be watching more of it.
It's good. It was also Mrs. Coulter.
Is that the evil woman?
Yeah, she's the baddie.
Okay.
She is. Ruth Wilson, who plays her in the series, is absolutely fantastic.
See,
she is so good.
I can't tell if it's supposed to be a twist that she's evil because in the first episode she's introduced, and literally the moment she walks in, like she's doing the evil walk. She's doing the evil voice. She's evil. It's like, Lyra, do you want to come work with me on this exposition? Like, no, she's evil. Listen to her speak. So I don't know if that's supposed to be a twist because it's really obvious.
I feel bad for Ruth Wilson, but she has such this face that she just looks like a bad guy.
Yeah, she just has like
what I mean?
She has that sinister sort of like socialite face. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's have you seen Luther?
I've seen seasons 1 through 4.
Yeah, so she's like the
she's
bird guy in
yeah.
that as well. It's like she just looks like a bird guy. But yeah, in the series, she's brilliant as Mrs. Coulter. Like, she's really, really, really good. So yeah, I mean that was a quick fundamental.
Also, a slight side note, but like,
yeah,
it took me probably longer than I should have to realise the animals were talking. When it's like the first couple of scenes, and I'd hear this extra voice, be like, "Who? What? Oh, it must be one of the characters."
It's Pantalaimon. I love Pantalaimon. He's so cute.
Which one's that?
Pan.
Is that the ferrety thing?
That's Lyra's.
Also, quick thing from the first episode, like. I mean, firstly, they run around a lot, and this ferret's just on the floor. It's like, how have you not been trodden on yet? Like, Jesus Christ. Secondly, at the end, and it's like, oh, the airship's leaving now, you've got to run. She fucking belts across, like, Oxford campus. It's like, that ferret is not keeping up. It's not on her shoulder, it's on the floor. It's a ferret. It's not going to keep up.
It's a snow martin.
Whatever. And then, so she gets on.
And also, he changes, doesn't he? He becomes a cat or a bird or something.
Oh, wait! That explains a lot. So wait, they can change, the animals can change?
Only kids' animals can change.
Because that's the other thing. At one point, like, a bird appeared, and like, wait, whose bird's that? Who's that belong to? you should have a ferret. And I was like, does she have a pet and an animal? What's going on? Because then she's also talking to like this, like, there's like this mongoose she starts talking to at one point. It's like, who do you belong to? Stop stealing people's animal. Anyway, so she then runs onto the airship. The ferret's been miraculously there, but he's on like the balustrade going into the entrance. She runs through the door. The guy closes the door behind her. That ferret was on the other side of the door. I saw it. And then it's just with her on her purse. It's like, what is it teleporting now?
Well, it probably turned into a butterfly.
What?
It changes a lot. You should see it.
I was so confused. I was like, have we just forgotten to... What? Is there like a cat flap on this airship for the ferret to come through? Oh, man. I genuinely didn't realise they transformed. Again, it took me 10 minutes to realise it was talking.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh, they're just doing voices to each other. Oh shit, it's the ferret.